You are listening to the Novel Writing Podcast, episode 71. Grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Today's episode is about what to do when writing feels hard. Because no matter how prepared we are with an outline or the story in our heads, sometimes it's just plain hard to write. There's a bunch of different ways to get yourself to write through the tough bits, but almost guaranteed it won't be motivation. I mean, how often do you feel motivated to do something that's hard and that deep down you really don't want to do in the moment? Yeah, me too, a lot. That's why at Tally Inc. and in the 60-Day Challenge groups, we focus on determination and persistence rather than on motivation and consistency. When writing is hard, it could be because of a number of things in your story, or in your life for that matter. Your characters might be rebelling, or your kids. Maybe you wrote yourself into a corner and don't know how to get your characters out of it without scrapping an entire chapter. Or maybe you're not sure what direction to take the plot in, or you didn't do a good enough job with your outline, so your structure isn't that great. Or it could just be general tiredness and fatigue from fighting with a section that's just not working. Here's a few things that help me and have helped other authors in the challenge and in our premium group. 1. Take a break for a day or two, or longer if you need it. Give your brain some space to noodle on the problems with your story. Don't necessarily focus on how to fix it, but take some time to window stare or meditate or work on something else that's not the problem story. This is an example of a time when having multiple projects to work on is not a bad thing. Sometimes working on a completely different story in a completely different universe can unlock ideas for the story that's been giving you problems. 2. Read more fiction. It's good practice to read in the genre you write, but you can get ideas and inspiration from any genre. Cross-genre works are becoming more popular, and the only way to know what's working out there for other authors is to go read what's been published. Plus, giving your brain the opportunity to bask in someone else's world can help reinvigorate it for your own writing, as long as you're not using someone else's success against you. 3. Go back to the outline or to your world building. Remind yourself where you want the story to go. Adjust things if you need to. Remember, the outline is not necessarily written in stone, and if the story and characters took a hairpin left turn in the middle of your book, and you kind of like where it's going, see if you can capture the fallout in the outline. As of this recording, I've been working on the first draft of book 3 for like 8 months. While it's not the longest it's taken me to write a first draft, my issue was not having a strong enough outline or adequate world building before I started. So I took time to redo it and make it easier on myself to write. 4. Tell someone else that it's hard to write right now. We suffer a lot more when we think we're the only ones with our problems, but the truth is that so many authors have the same experiences, and sharing when you're struggling can be a point of connection and reassurance that you're not alone. It's okay to be stuck. It's okay to not know what to do next. We have this kind of community in Professional Premium, where it's a lot easier to tell the small group when you're struggling, and then listen to all the things that have helped them process and then get out of the same kind of situation. 5. Commit to just a few words. Making a commitment to yourself can often be the turning point for making progress. Even if it's committing to writing just 5 words or for 5 minutes a day, getting yourself back into the habit and routine of writing, and it doesn't have to be for the current work in progress, can help get you back on track. Remember that motivation is fleeting. It's like a hummingbird, and it typically happens after you've started to do something. Motivation doesn't really get us over the hump of starting. It just keeps us going for a bit after we've made the progress up front. When you can learn how to use determination, self-discipline, persistence, and most importantly, non-judgment, your periods of difficulty with writing probably won't last that long after all. That's it for today's episode on what to do when writing is hard. Thanks for joining me, and remember, the first draft is supposed to be garbage. Thanks for listening to the Novel Writing Podcast. If you're ready to stop struggling and start finishing your novel, check out the 60-Day Novel Writing Challenge. It's a step-by-step program designed for solo writers to complete their first draft with clarity and focus. Visit the link in the description to learn more.